States, regionals, and nationals are right around the corner. Here are some tips on how to make the most of these experiences. Perfect your gymnastics in the gym, keep a positive attitude at practice, stay in contact with college coaches, post and share your routines on Instagram, say hello to any coaches you may see in the stands, stay calm, cool, and collected so that you can have your best competitions, and most importantly, have fun and enjoy competing. You've got this. We're cheering you on from Full Out Collegiate Recruiting.
3 alums with 10s during the regional weekend. One of us correctly picked the 8 teams. Moving on. Not alums, but can we talk Paige Zancan and Maggie Slife? More hype moments. Some very nice KAZZZZZZ this weekend. And a future Alanta Falcons cheerleader? Well, she is hype. Let's go.
This is how we do it. It's Tuesday night. The party's here on the podcast. So reach for the volume, turn it up, hit play 'cause I'm faded. Downloads off the sheet, Jay, we made it. All the gym fans post tonight. So tip your chin up, watch for a 10, and let me hear the gymnast say, I'm kind of stressed, and it's all because this is how they do it. Oklahoma does it like nobody does. This is how they do it. To all my state fans, you got much flavor. This is how they do it. Let's flip the score. NCAA's at the door. This is how they do it. All the hands in the air, wave from here to there. Turn the pot up, the wait is over. Fort Worth does it like nobody does. This is where they'll do it.
Welcome back to the College Salute Podcast, the only podcast with a gymnastics-inspired rep every week. The place you go for all you need to know about how our Region 5 alums are doing during their NCAA careers. You know Kim, and of course I'm Jason, and after 16 sessions of gymnastics, we have our Elite 8. Kim, who had them all correct? Me. It was really an exciting final day of regionals, with it coming down to tenths on Sunday. We saw the final salutes for many of our alums this weekend, and we will give them some love. We also have alums competing on 4 of the 8 teams moving on to Fort Worth and 1 individual qualifier. And some skills that need some attention, like 2 whip double backs this weekend. Oh, and the hype and the fist pumps. Kurt Hettinger's vertical jump, impressive. That and much more. But first, a free way to support our show is by leaving a 5-star rating and review on Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen to the College Salute Podcast. Tell us what you love about the show or what you'd like to see improved. The review helps others discover our podcast and join our Region 5 family. Help us continue to grow our podcast, which is the only regionally based gymnastics podcast in the country. We continue to show our love for our Region 5 alums throughout their college careers, so please show us some love with a review and a 5-star rating. Well, we're going to start with Fab 5. Really quick, and I want to start off, I put this right away on here, Paige Zancan from Auburn. First of all, her beam mount, Kim. She does the normal, kick the leg around, sit on the beam, arm, whatever. She does some type of choreography. Then she proceeds to press the leg through and up into a handstand. Although I'm not sure if it made handstand, if I can't remember correctly, but I know she does press through.
She goes to handstand and then she does this thing.
Oh, that's right.
With her legs.
That was so cool. Like, I did not expect that. I mean, I think I've watched Auburn this year, and I know I've watched her because I know her vault. But it was cool. It just caught me off guard, and I actually talked about it at the gym with our coaching staff and how cool it was, because it was a normal boring meme kick in there like always, and then a press handstand. And I knew you would like that because I know you love presses.
I love a good press handstand. So, that.
Yeah, it was fun. It was cool. Good to see. But the vault in finals that got Kurt Hettinger to jump to the ceiling, their assistant coach, that handspring on front handspring front pike was so nice. It was so good. It was amazing to see. And it stuck cold, and Auburn put on a fight. Let me just say, they put on a fight for sure in the final moments. They did. Oregon State's Lauren Lech.
Yeah, so evidently she was born with a hole in her heart, went undiagnosed till she was 4, had 2 open heart surgeries, and whatever the heart defective condition is, they said it makes her heart race while standing. Like, oh my God, your heart is racing while standing, and now you're going to do college gymnastics.
Now they're talking about it when she's
Good
about
for
to
you.
mount beam. I'm like, you're about to mount beam and your heart is racing. That's always good. That's a good thing.
Still manages to do
Gymnastics.
high level college gymnastics.
Yes.
Like that's where I was going with that. That's the thing.
Exactly.
But yes, her beam routine was very good. She did a very nice beam routine. Jordan Childs again is that girl. In, like, all senses of the word here. She gave pep talks to Noelle Adams before she took floor in prelims. She got her entire team headphones. Like, she is that girl.
Yeah.
She is.
She just continues to, and that's the thing. It's like she wants to make sure everyone is good, and I just love that part when she went up to that what gymnast it was, and
Noelle Adams,
yes, and then just like literally popped her up just to get going, and like, that's just cool. Like, she wants everyone to do well and enjoy the experience. And it's just
she'll stop meets to make sure we watch other people and celebrate their scores and all that. I love that about her. Hair by Bears. Let's talk about Kyan Mayhew, her hair from Cal. That is some hair. Her and her other teammate, they braid in different things every time. This time it said NCAA. One time it said Bears. One time it said Cal. Like, I can't even sit still for the life of me to do a podcast for however long. I could not sit still for an hour for someone pulling and tugging at my hair. I have a sensitive scalp, believe me. But like, that is so cool. Like, how long it's so cool. Her hair, just how they braided into. How she has it braided into words. Like, come on. I know people who've shaved words into their head, but braiding these words into your head. I thought that was very cool. You may not care because you're a boy, but
no, I did think it was cool when they showed the pictures. But I mean, I know I've seen her pictures on Instagram or on Cal's Instagram throughout the year of all the different hairs things that she's done. But it was cool that they did mention it and that she did all her. It took like an hour and a half. It just seems like it's weird, really intricate, and so it seems like it would take longer than an hour and a half.
Based on I went and looked it up online. I think it's just like her and one of the other teammates maybe.
Got it. All right.
But I mean, because can you imagine having to do your whole team? That would take you all day.
Yeah, it would literally.
Like, that's all day. Okay, so our last Fab Five, though. Hello, Michigan freaking state, because, yes, they have not qualified to a national since 1988. Let that sink in.
Oh, Michigan State, yes. That is cool.
Yeah.
Yes. And
let that sink in.
Yes.
And their Leo was amazing. I texted Devin and Nicole, like, in a group text. I was like, I have to text y'all because this Leo is amazing. It was amazing. Yeah. And their meet was amazing. And their gymnastics was amazing. And I knew they would go, I knew they would go one farther than last time.
Mm-hmm. Well, they did.
So,
that's the thing.
Yes, they did. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
I'm so excited. I hope they keep that momentum going. Final Four, baby. MSU.
That would be awesome. It would definitely be awesome. We shall see.
Side note, though, just for everybody, I'm putting this out there. Why are we not matching more men's gymnastics? And why were the stands at Big Tens not just completely full? Because they should be. I'm just saying. Just saying. It was amazing.
Yeah.
I can't wait to go to men's NCAAs. It was amazing. Just throwing that out there for the world. Everyone in the Gym Turnet sphere, go to men's NCAAs at Michigan in 2 weeks. You won't be disappointed.
Kim took photos at men's Big Tens. That's why she's talking about it.
I did, and I'm going to post them, and I will post them on our website. I'm going to post them all over because they were cool. Boy skills are freaking cool.
True. They are. Crazy.
Especially high bar.
Yeah, high bar is awesome, though.
And rings. High bar and rings. Hello.
Rings
Wait
is good. Rings is
amazing.
good for pictures because there's a lot of static. So, like, you can catch the positions and all that, which is cool about rings, where they don't have as much. I mean, obviously the dance poses in girls' gymnastics, but, like, rings, they stop for, like, 2-3 seconds. There's no real stopping.
Oh, yeah.
Unless you're Ilka Juk, which we're going to talk about her beam routine in a little bit. But she does stop and make sure you see her. So
absolutely.
But cool. I mean,
and high bar.
Yes, I love high bar. High bar is my favorite.
Well, especially because they put so much chalk on that when they start letting go, there's just chalk everywhere. And when they go to the one-arm giant, there's like this chalk rainbow. It looks very cool.
Yeah. And this was a bad weekend also to have Big Tens realistically because of, I had Excel State to go to and then obviously 16 sessions of women's gymnastics, so.
Yeah, I was watching women's while I was trying to photo men's too.
Can't say I saw any of that, which is unfortunate, but Michigan did win. I do know that.
They did win.
I knew that. They did that or didn't.
Okay, so listen, I'm very passionate about this right now because people on the Gym Turnet cease to amaze me with their proper landing discussion. some Facebook page, this person put a picture of a gymnast from, well, I know it's from Cal. I went and searched it out because I know exactly who it was. But put like a big splot over her so you couldn't see her whole body and just picks apart her landing position, but didn't even like post the right part of the landing position. She posted like the absorbing of the floor, coming off bars. Let me tell you, this person, and then she just ripped it apart. Well, that's not a good landing position. We shouldn't be landing like that. That's not even a position you want to do squats in. And she's dying on that hill. Well, I'm dying on the hill of the person that, in general, that was being talked about. She's a tall gymnast. There's a proper landing position for women, and some people, their legs are closer together when they land, and some people are like that shoulder width apart. That is a proper landing position. Now, this gymnast in particular, her legs were a little staggered, but aside from that, if you move her leg back, she's in a proper landing position. Like, you don't want to land with your legs completely glued together and not in a bend. Mm. And to see people rip the gymnast apart about, oh, she landed in a deep, deep squat. That gymnast was not in a deep squat. Her legs weren't even bent 90 degrees. But there are proper landing positions. So I just don't, I was very fiery. Me and Alina were very fiery about this weekend because I would rather see, the butt out landing, stuck with the feet a little bit farther apart, not like super far, but like in line with your body type of your shoulders, hips, whatever, and still being able to bring your feet together so you can bring your heels together. That's a proper landing position. I'm just sick of seeing people like tearing apart landing positions when they're proper landing positions.
I couldn't believe how many like squatty landings though happened, especially on the second day, Sunday's finals, on just some of floor landings and the amount we got of like, under rotated squat landings we saw. It was just amazing. Like it was weird because I know even Sam said it was like deja vu because we saw that at Alabama too, and it was just like wow. But I haven't seen that many. But yeah, no, I agree. I mean, each person there's a landing sway, but there's also you have to give or take for the body size and and the dynamic and the center of gravity too.
Now, I can understand if their legs are way wide and they can't and when they straighten them, they can't put their heels together. Then take the wider than your shoulder, hips, whatever deduction. But if it's a safe landing and in line with your body type, it's fine. Yeah. She brought her heels together. Mm-hmm. Dying on that hill.
Yeah.
Anyway, the Gym Tournette continues to amaze me also with their questions. I love reading the questions of why does this gymnast have this on her? Like, with the knee straps around the the patella tendon strap, or the new recent one is why does Faith Torres have a piece of KT tape down her middle of her back? Oh wow! Like I sent you that email, that exchange on the Facebook. Yep. Hilarious. Like some people like, oh, it's to distract. Some people, she has a tattoo. No, it's KT tape, yes. People. It's KT tape.
Shit.
It's so funny. But I'd love to see like what people come up with like underneath to see like why she has this KT tape. And I was like, God, I was talking with Alina. I'm like, God, what? We should like ask the next question. Like, why does Jamison Sears have tape around her thigh?
Correct.
And then just see,
see
like,
what they say. Yeah.
It's so funny. It's so funny. I just love it.
It's so she can do a double layout. We'll talk about it.
Yes. It's so she can. Mm-hmm. But oh my God, it's just keep her leotard up. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I just love the questions and I love the funny answers that come out of them. And my last one here, camera angles.
Yes.
Why are we still having camera angles where we have them?
Yes. Some very close camera angles. Like, in places we don't need to be close. Yes.
No. Yes. And like it was incessant. Mm-hmm. And like one like zoomed in, zoomed out. I'm like, oh my God.
Yes.
But
and they stayed. And like I said, I was saying before we started recording, there was one on floor that was the exact same on both days. Like the exact same spot on both days. So I don't know if it was the same cameraman, but it definitely was the same.
But sometimes it's not the camera person. It's not the cameraman, and you sometimes.
Correct, because
they have boxes that they have to stand in too. Right. But there's more than one camera person on floor.
Yeah.
They could have switched it. So that's the person in the control room,
right.
truck, van, bus. office that needs to pay attention and switch the camera.
Because for the most part, the lineup stayed the same unless there was an injury, which we did see this weekend. But the lineup stayed the same. So if you know there was a tight angle, okay, do not use camera boom on this shot.
And
with
if you
this
see
athlete.
Someone's going to stand up and put their butt towards the camera, go to a different one.
Go to another one across the floor or something. Yeah, I agree. But no, there were some that were like, whoa.
Yeah.
Maybe not the best.
It was crazy.
Maybe not the best. So.
No. So yeah, that's my that.
Yes.
With that.
Yes. We have a few more. They did that or didn't mixed in. We tried to stay with the regionals for things that happened at the regionals, but those were kind of widespread. So Kim wanted to separate them, and so they did that. But we have some more things we might talk about within the regionals. So we're going to start off with our Region 5 University, presented by Full Out Recruiting. And Full Out Recruiting, they are focused on helping their clients reach their college gymnastics goals with resources and guidance to athletes, coaches, and parents through the college recruiting process. They go full out to make the experience a fun and productive one. Thank you to Full Out Recruiting for your continued sponsorship of the College Salute podcast and your support of the Region 5 media platform. So, of course, for regionals, our region we were at was Penn State. That was the region we qualified into for our 5U. We have to use the regional finals for scores unless there is an issue where we don't have a particular numbers on events. That did not happen. But we can use individual scores from semis. However, we only had one, and we will talk about her in a bit, that would have fit in. Well, actually, her score wouldn't have fit in, but it was the only one we had. So, regional finals, basically it's Michigan State, and a little bit of Arkansas sprinkled in here, but Michigan State basically made up our lineup from the Penn State final. So let's talk about Sage Kellerman. Two very nice pike halves, both stuck, really nice. I felt she was a little too close to the horse on the table. The horse. I date myself. A little close to the table this week. I thought she was much farther at Big Tens. But still very nice vault. Very good, solid, consistent vaults for her. 995. Nikki Smith, 995, rocked this vault in finals. Beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. Yurchenko 1.5. Loved it, and she was excited. They were excited. Everyone was excited about it. 995 for that. Michaela Tucker, another 9925, another 99. Small little hop forward, very, very, very little hop. Wasn't very big at all, but very clean, very nice vault. I'm always impressed with her vault just because how tall she is and how she's able to make that vault look so nice. Is really cool. Gabby, I mean, I don't know if it was felt like a down score for her. I mean, day one, semis, nailing a vault for a 10-0. Small little hop, got a 9-9. I mean, what are you doing? You're perfect. What's going on? Beautiful vault still. Very nice. Yurchenko 1.5, just small hop forward. And then
that vault has come. That vault has come a long way.
100%.
Let's make mention of that.
Well,
a long way.
Yes. No, it was a beautiful vault in both days. Just it's like a little hop, and it has definitely gotten a lot better. And then Haley Klein's 9825. She took a significant hop on her vault, but both again were also very nice vaults during the weekend. Obviously Arkansas dealing with an injury. Obviously Haley was already in floor and vault, so that wasn't a change. We'll talk about a replacement in a second. That for Arkansas, but Haley's vaults were very clean, very nice, just big hop. Caitlin Ewald, who did bars all year for Arkansas, had to come in and do vault because of the Frankie Price injury to her Achilles, or that's what we think it is, at least. We've not been told for sure yet, I don't think. But Caitlin Ewald did a nice pike half, and we have not seen Caitlin on vault at all for Arkansas. I don't even know if she did an exhibition. She might have. But I can't remember when watching Arkansas if she even exhibitioned on vault. I don't know if you can remember or not, but I can't. But she did obviously vault for Illinois, so it wasn't a surprise to see her. It's not like, oh my God, Ewald has a vault. But very nice pike half. It was very nice, and obviously a good 10-0 vault to just throw in there because you need one. So it was nice. Great to see Caitlin compete in her final meet on two events for Arkansas. 49.55 for us on vault at Penn State. regional. Nikki Smith, 9975, because, she's a bar worker.
She is a bar worker.
She does bar as well. As well as Gabby Steven, also 995. Very, very nice bar routine. Again, I think 2 days in a row, 995 for her on bars. Sage Kellerman, 9925. I don't know, really, there wasn't really anything that I was like, wow, what did they take off compared to, the other two routines. So I'm not sure where they found the extra .025 compared to Gabby's or, .05 compared to Nikki's, but they did. But her side leg pose, I call it the gladiator pose. I'm not sure what I would call it. She kind of went sideways to the right and did some pose. That was awesome. That was the best part of the routine.
Oh my God, yeah. So funny.
And I was crazy. Everyone was doing that. All of the regionals had different type of antics and stuff, and just love that stuff. This year is the year for these antics. They're just relaxing more and giving the crowd and the viewership what they want to see. Annie Reichert, last performance for Kentucky, 9-9 on bars, huge Jaeger, stuck double back. But what I loved about it is she looked into the camera. Looked into the camera, turned around, and gave a college salute. My final piece of gymnastics. We're not moving on. Here I go. See me now. Remember me. Here I am. So Annie Reichert, awesome. And they changed her dismount this year. I did not realize that they changed it from a double layout. She did a blindfold double back.
Yes. Yeah, they mentioned that. They mentioned that she learned that new dismount. Yeah. So,
and then Isabella Ravelli, we forgot her in our preview. She hadn't been in lineup for a while, towards the end, I think since maybe the beginning of the season. I don't know for injury or what it was. And then Kim's like, oh, we forgot one. And I'm like, I know. When she went up and saluted, I'm like, oh, dang it. But she hadn't been in lineup. Annie just came back too, but we saw Annie in, I think, the SECs for sure, but I think maybe one meet before that. So I knew she was competing. We forgot about her because Isabella hadn't been competing, but very nice bar worker. Jaeger was one of those where she had to reach for it, but it was right at the edge of almost missed, but not. So it looked pretty. And unfortunately, she had to hop on her double layout for a 985. That was basically the big deduction because she did hop with the chest forward a little bit. But beautiful routine. But I'm sorry, Isabella, we apologize that we didn't mention you in our preview because, like I said, it was just one of those things where it's you weren't in lineup and kind of forgot. And then you were, and I was like, oh, crap. And Kim actually texted me, and I said, yeah, I knew. I thought about it when I saw it. But great bars both days for both of them, and 49.6 for us on bars, which was awesome. And I did mention at the beginning it was Arkansas and Michigan State. Obviously, two bar workers from Kentucky as well. And then Katie Duplessis on beam, 9-9 in finals. So solid. Nice two back handsprings to layout. I know Kim mentioned, you were a little bit nervous that she was just going to dismount.
I was a little stressed out. I thought she was going to come off because she dropped the shoulder and leaned. It wasn't as bad as the first day, but she dropped and leaned. I was like, oh God.
And then she takes that thing right to the other end of the beam. I mean, literally. I don't know how much beam space there is. After her two back handsprings to layout, and then stuck 1.5. It was absolutely beautiful. I mean, their beam routine, that was kind of one of those rotations as Kim, nerve is are they going to make it? Are they going to stick? And I don't think did they have a fall on beam? I don't think they did. I can't remember. I can't remember. I don't think they did. Skylar, we're going to talk about her, but nailed hers at the lead off. But Katie, awesome all year on beam. Very consistent, and that's great to see, a freshman, but she's obviously very good on beam. Delaney Harkness, I was just glad to see her back on beam in the later half of the year. I think Big Tens was her first beam routine of the season, if I'm not mistaken. And then, of course, here at the regionals, beautiful, very solid routine for a 9-9. And then Skylar leading off beam 2 days in a row. Very solid routine. 9-9 in finals. Very nice back handspring layout step out and gain her full to that aggressive arms and forward and her faces that she makes. And then obviously, just let it go and hip pump like this and running back to the teammates and stuff. That was fun. Maddie Wellagora, unfortunately, we no longer we'll get to watch a performance of Maddie. We did get to see her beam routine, prelims, she fell on, or semis, she fell on her back handspring layout step out, like literally off the beam. Like it wasn't even, she back handspring layout, half turn and landed on the ground. I mean, it was way off. Nailed it in finals, 9.875, and also stuck her dismount and was very excited about it. We're going to talk about her floor in a minute. Nikki, 9.875, but she stuck her double back. She did not stick it in prelims. She did stick it in there. I can't remember what the 9.875 was for. I don't know if you remember if there was some type of wobble. I can't remember it. I just know she stuck the heck out of her double tuck.
Yeah, I don't remember. I don't remember why a wobble, but I do remember the stuck double back because dang.
Yes.
But yeah, I don't recall any like outrageous.
Yeah, it just seems like it was low, but I just can't remember seeing. I just know she took a hop on her double back in semis, and then in finals she stuck the heck out of it. So, but great, 9.875, 49.45 for us on balance beam. Moving over to floor, Skylar Schulte performed another great floor routine, 9.95. Great to see, solid full in. I think she stuck her front to double tuck again. I think. It was a controlled landing, if not, but 9.95, very nice. Maddie Wellagora, our final floor routine of Maddie Wellagora. Final faces and all of that is Maddie. Sad to see that because, it would be cool to see her at nationals, but unfortunately, obviously, Arkansas did not advance. And 9.9 for her final floor routine. Maddie, we love you, and we're glad we got to see you another year and at Arkansas, because I think you really.
But if she wants to take another year, that's fine. I know she can't, but it's fine if she wants to.
But thank you for letting us watch you and enjoy your gymnastics and your faces and everything that's about your gymnastics, and we will miss it. So 9.9 for her in her final floor routine. Gabby Steven, 9.9 on floor. I love that front to Rudy. I know I've said it probably in every podcast in the last 4 weeks, but love it.
I love the front tuck step out to front handspring. Let's take a moment there. That is not easy.
No, it's not. That's what makes that pass harder than like a front through to double back.
Yeah, it's not. No. I've done it. It's not.
It's easier to round off.
But she's full of power. She has so much power. It's ridiculous. But she goes beautifully into it. Like if anybody was gonna try to teach that, go watch Gabby's routine a million times because that's how you do it perfectly.
Yeah. So. 9.9 for that routine. Tucker, that 9.875, her Rudy layout step out was very solid, and I think her front double full was a little over-rotated, so that could be what it is, if I remember correctly. But it's hard because they mesh. You remember watching one routine, was that semis, was it finals? It sometimes gets messed up, even the notes.
I've watched so many routines.
You see them over and over.
I've watched so many routines over the last, 4 or 5 days that I...
Yes, they all mesh in together. But 9.875, I know she did very well on floor both days, but I think maybe that front double full had been a little bit over-rotated for a 9.875. And then we got 9.85s from Nikki, who overdid her full in a little bit in the... underdid her front to double tuck in the finals. Haley Klein and Delaney Harkness, all 9.85s on floor. All great routines, and again, one of those things that they did beautiful routines both days, and 9.85s, good landings for the most part, but they were judging a little bit tougher on floor at Penn State on night 2 and on the semis or in the finals than they were in semis, but great routines nonetheless. Great to see, and 49.475 for us on floor. Grand total 198.075, and
we're pretty good.
We won regionals by 0.25 over LSU, and we are headed to Fort Worth. So Region 5 University will head to Fort Worth so we can use scores. Same rules will apply when we get there. We'll use the alums for finals, but we can use any alums, obviously, from finals that go. And if we need to, we'll go back to semis for individual scores first. And then if not, we need event scores. We'll use semis as well. But finals is where we go for first. So Region 5U is headed to Fort Worth as the champion of the Penn State Regional in our fantasy world. Let's do our senior salutes really fast and just quickly talk about Cassie St. Clair, another one that's going to be missed. Awesome for Western Michigan. Beautiful floor routine to finish. I love that front double full at the end of the routine. I wish she could have kept her full twisting Shushinova in her floor routine, but it's fine. Alyssa Guns, I already reached out to Alyssa. I said, we're going to miss that.
Can she have another year?
Yes, please.
We need another
I just
year.
wanted to say, props to her to be able to go after Frankie Price tore her Achilles, because she had to go immediately following that.
My gosh.
That and what was nice about Arkansas is they really cheered Alyssa on. They were crying. They were it was hard on them, but they were cheering Alyssa like it was their own athlete, and that was fun to see too. But great floor routine to finish, and another one we're gonna really miss. Tara Walsh did awesome for Clemson in both days. Little over on her 1.5, a little extra oomph on that, but great to see her competing 3 events all season, or mostly all season. I do have question marks, because I'm like, is there a possibility of another year at Clemson? I don't know if she can or not.
Well, I think she should.
Yeah,
she just should. Just have one.
We'll just do it. But if you can, we'll look forward to seeing you. But if not, we're glad that we got the opportunity to see you compete more, because obviously we did not with your Auburn and Michigan State stints. So I'm glad to see that you were able to, show everyone how good your gymnastics is at Clemson. Lucy Lehman did a beautiful vault for NC State, a nice Arabian layout half, small hop forward. Awesome. Glad to see that. I believe she is done as well. I know she's a senior, but I don't believe she's trying to come back. So that's, but she was a great vaulter for NC State, had been in their lineups, not injured for pretty much her entire career. Sarah Wabi's gorgeous routine, beautiful bar routine. Her Jaeger was huge. She tried to stick her landing, but didn't, kind of things like, they needed a fight, and they had to take a step. But I love watching Sarah on bars. I always have, even while she was at IGI, and then, of course, at Aspire. But, just a phenomenal athlete, and we're going to miss her. And I know ISU, Illinois State, will miss her as well. JoJo Warga, another one of those, like, just show everything, nail your dismount, and then just go nuts. Great beam routine for Ohio State to finish off her career. It's always good, I'm sure, to finish on beam and hit your last routine that you do. But that was awesome. Sydney Washington did phenomenal as the leadoff for Ohio State in semis, hit everything solid, and I know that it was sad. You could see the tears come in her eyes when she finished her floor routine, and knowing that was her last performance. But awesome job for her. Enjoyed watching her at Ohio State. Wish she would have maybe just done Ohio State to start. Maybe that would have been good. Sorry, Pitt. but
well, she just took a little pit stop.
Just a little pit stop. Elena McGovern, got to see Elena compete on floor, which was awesome. She's a great tumbler. I wish she would have done her double Arabian. She should have just thrown it out there. But Boise State was trying to obviously make the finals. So great job to Elena. I don't think she's planning on staying, but we'll see. I don't know. We get those news postseason. And then Cassie Barbonente finishing out her career, her 5th year on bars. Great job, and I know she really enjoyed her time at Penn State. And Penn State, thank you for allowing her to do a 5th year here in the Big Ten, because even though I didn't get an opportunity to see her, and I thought I would be able to, at least I got to see her more than when we did at Arizona State. So
I got to see her,
yes,
but I didn't get to see her routine because I didn't go that day. But I saw her, so that was great. I'm glad I got to see her.
Kim got to see Cassie one more time before her career ended, or was obviously no longer at a meet. I may see her. Her 2 cousins are gymnasts on our team at Signature, so who knows? Our paths will probably cross again. So, but great to see her finish out her career. And then last but not least, Miss J.C. Vore, competing in her final meet at Penn State this past weekend. Beautiful bar routine, beautiful beam routine as usual. It's sad that we have to say goodbye to JC, because we saw her at that last home meet on the podium, be able to compete vault again and break through that roadblock that she had mentally, and then just be able to go out there and finish her last 2 major meets with good hit routines. I'm proud of JC, and I know we're gonna miss watching her, and I know you're gonna miss taking pictures of her too. I'm sure.
I am. I just can't believe she's a senior. It's crazy. I told her that. I was like, when did this happen?
Yes. But her bringing her Tkachev back last year was probably the best thing ever because her Tkachev's huge, and it just made her bars that much more consistent and strong. And I'm glad we got to see her vault one last time. That was awesome and exciting. So yes, good luck to obviously all our seniors that are graduating and continuing on with their life journey. And hopefully we will stay connected, maybe through alumni conversations in the future. So, all right, let's just quickly break down our regionals, some things and highlights that we saw. Let's start at Penn State. That, of course, was our Region 5 University Regional. Not that that means much because that doesn't count, but Gorilla Glue on this regional, Kim?
Yeah, there was evidently Gorilla Glue. That was the reference for all the sticks. But I just caught the Gorilla Glue and I laughed because I'm like, I love Gorilla Glue. I use Gorilla Glue all the time. But, of all the things, it's Gorilla Glue that's helping the sticks over there at the Penn State Regional. Also, what I loved is the commentator, teams are relaxed and comfortable. That's because session 1 is essentially a Big Ten meet and they just saw each other last week.
Basically.
That's all I could think of. I'm like, this is a Big Ten meet, pretty much, and Kentucky should be in the Big Ten because they are right there. Yeah, that's why they're comfortable, and they just saw each other. It's fine. Yeah. And then my other favorite is MSU will have e-passes sprinkled throughout.
It would be
stuck out at me. I just kind of chuckled because she's trying to say all these things about these teams. She's like, and MSU will have e-passes sprinkled throughout. Okay.
And they do.
They will.
And they do.
Absolutely will.
And they do.
And they did.
Yes, they did. Speaking of Michigan State, we've already talked about Gabby Stevens, 10 in semis. Very good on vault. So good. Beautiful.
Oh, my God. Did you see her face?
Yes.
Oh, my God.
Yes. Priceless. Lola from GW, George Washington. Let's go right into the camera after she rocked a bar set. Like right into the camera, looked right into, like, how they do that, like high five or they signature. You've seen that this year. No, her face right into the camera. Let's go. Rocked her bars. Beautiful, Ray. That was awesome. Grace Walker, nice nailed double back. Her bar routine was very nice. My God.
Grace Walker is just it this season.
Yes.
And you know what? Her bars, they just said, they made mention that she worked incredibly hard to get into that bar lineup. And I mean, her bars have improved so much. I am here for Grace Walker.
Actually, 100%. And I'm glad she has more years left because we need more of it, more of that for sure. And the big old college salute at the end. I loved it. She brought in the college salute.
5 out of 6 in the Ohio State bar lineup are Region 5. 5 out of 6.
Yep. The MAC conference is moving into the Big Ten. When MAC has, full lineups sometimes of Region 5 athletes. So, but yeah, the big old college.
Does Ohio and Ohio State and MSU.
Well, MSU for sure. But big old college salute. Loved it. Skyla Schulte apparently will be an Alanta Falcons cheerleader. We learned that this weekend.
Yeah. Okay, so last I knew, she was trying to do the wrestling thing. I remember seeing posts about WWE like before, like the other
Which I could
MSU,
see too. I could see that as well.
Oh yeah, because the other MSU athlete that competed for a long time, she did that. Yeah. I'm like, okay, they similar. See that. But yeah, totally off guard with the. I had to go look it up on Atlanta Falcons web, their Instagram. I went and looked it up. I was like, there she is.
Yeah, when they said that, I was like, she's doing what? Atlanta Falcons cheerleader. She's hype, so good for her.
I mean, she'll be good at it. Might as well. I can't wait. I'm gonna continue to follow because like their audition process, you didn't have to be there. You could send in audition videos. Right. So all I can imagine is like Skyla in a hotel at Big Tens or at like this regional set doing a cheerleading audition tape like in a leotard. Like that's like what comes into my head. Yeah. But I'm excited. I'm gonna follow that. Can't wait to see where she goes.
We may become Atlanta Falcons fans and watch Atlanta Falcons games, just to see Skyla on the ground, on the competition floor, on the football field doing
I'd be
cheers.
Interested to why she picked the Atlanta Falcons.
Yeah.
Like
maybe she wants to move to Atlanta. I don't know.
I mean, okay, well, duh, maybe. But I'm saying like out of all the teams, like.
Well, maybe someone will let us know. Delaney from George Washington, back handspring onto the beam. Very nice. Double turn that was perfect. We've watched your GW a couple weeks ago. I don't remember a double turn. Maybe they had it in there and I just didn't really see it, but that was gorgeous. It was perfect.
Maybe and then just put it in for this meet.
Maybe. And then aerial 1.5 to stuck cold. Like beautiful. I was like, wow.
G-Dub has the most unique
They do. Everything.
roster of athletes and
just skills and just things they throw in. It's definitely more people need to watch George Washington, and I think we will be watching more of them. Hopefully we have more Region 5 alums that go there, please.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yes. Ellie Monahan does not do a Sioux, Kennedy. It is not a Sioux full.
Oh my God.
It is a tuck cause. And she did a really nice one in semis, so it was really nice. But it is not a Sioux full, Kennedy. Carly Ballman should be headed to nationals, in my opinion. That bar team was fire. I don't know where she went 995. I'm not really sure where they even took the 995. She stuck her double front cold. Her handstands were handstanding, and all her Jaeger was huge. So I'm not really sure why she is not headed to nationals. Sophia is, but she's not. So
I don't know.
Skylar Greco from Penn, 9925 on beam. The jumps, huge. The front tuck, huge. The sharpness in all of her movements, awesome. And the stuck dismount, slay. 39.45.
Huge slay.
Yeah, 39.45 in the all around. She was fun to watch. Unfortunately, Skylar, I apologize that you had Jocelyn Robertson in your regional. So no matter how good you were unfortunately not qualifying to nationals, which is sad because I loved watching your gymnastics. And
isn't that crazy?
Yes.
39.45 and can't qualify.
Correct,
to nationals.
because you've got Jocelyn in your regional. So, but keep doing things. I think she's maybe I don't know if she's a senior. I can't remember. I think she might have been a senior. If she's a senior, that good way to go out because that was pretty dang impressive. If not, I'm going to try to watch some more of Penn and gymnastics next year. We also have Sophia there. So whip double back from Alexa in Maryland. The rest day helped her. They didn't have her compete on the play-in day because they already made it, so they took her out of the lineup. They didn't take her. They just didn't compete her. They had taken Nat out of the lineup to rest her as well. But very nice whip double back. And then her KAZZZZZZ was very nice. Very, very nice. As was Sophia Rice. Her KAZZZZZ was also very nice. So we got a bunch of KAZZZZZs that are just flying, not Sioux Falls KAZZZZZs that are really nice. I loved Maryland's pre-vault huddle grunt. They were all in a huddle, and then they start talking, and they're like grunting before they go. That was fun. I like to see that. We talked about Maddie Willagore's energy and crazy post-routine throwdowns. They will be missed 100%. Just Maddie Wilgora will be missed 100%.
Just Maddie Wilgora in general.
Yeah. And then Connor's floor came. We got to see Connor on floor.
We did,
yes.
And it was spectacular.
It was spectacular. And I forgot who they said was removed from the lineup so Connor could compete. They said it, and I don't remember who it was. And they're like, they said, we're not going to get to see so-and-so this today because we're going to get to see Connor McLean. And I was like, okay. Let's go. Nice double layout. First floor routine. Obviously not her first floor routine since injuring her Achilles, or she wouldn't be in lineup because, of course, you got to do floor in practice. But first floor routine on competition floor, and it was great. Great to see. And she had a beautiful double layout. She did not compete on day one, of course. It was day two in the finals. Utah, Maggie Slife, her beam, huge front tuck. Huge.
Her Maggie in general.
Yes.
And the leotard she wore.
That was a cool one.
With
the American
the flag on the back. I have always said that Air Force has some of the best leotards, and they do red, white, and blue very well, obviously, because some people don't do red, white, and blues that well, but they know how to work that red, white, and blue on a leotard, let me tell you. But that Leo with that big eagle on the back, oh my God.
Yeah, no, it was.
I just want their Leo collection.
Yeah.
I just want to see their
Leos.
Leo collection.
Yeah, exactly.
Just lay them all out for me.
Yeah, they were there. She was killing it, and I thought maybe she had a chance to qualify, but of course she had a very tough regional of athletes to compete against, with the likes of obviously the UCLA crew and Utah, and I can't remember who the all-arounder is actually coming out. Oh, it's Denver. Denver's what's Denver's name? Madison, I think. But huge front tuck, loved it. And her vault, her 1.5, Yurchenko 1.5 was great. So as many know, that Maggie's dad is our site manager, so we know her well. And I've watched her compete for a long time. She actually came to our meet once. Sarah Mora, very nice stuck Yurchenko full in semis, and a small hop in finals, but I know that they mentioned how Sarah's vault is so nice and flat. Her hips are flat. It's nice position all the way through the air. She does a beautiful vault, and also did a very nice beam routine on day two. It nailed the heck out of her beam routine. So Great performance for Sarah. I'd like to see you on floor next year.
It's Madison Ulrich.
Ulrich, that's right, yeah. Hope to see Sarah on floor next year. Maybe we can add floor.
Well, she keeps trying to add floor, and then she like rolls an ankle doing a butterfly spin or something.
Exactly. So hopefully we get to see Sarah on floor next year. But great job at regionals for Sarah. Ava Stewart changed her dismount. She was doing that double front. Remember, we talked about the technique on her double front, and we thought that was cool. She's now doing a pike front half and sticking it cold. However, it makes the routine so short because she doesn't giant. She goes kip cast handstand, toe front pike half. Like she just took out blinds and all that stuff. So the routine's so much shorter.
But it's her beam routine for me. Let's be real.
Yes, I know. And then Jordan is back to the half on front, half off. That she did that in both days of regionals. So instead of the Yurchenko double full. So those were two changes that I noticed at this regional.
Oh, I was like, Jordan, there's no Jordan at Minnesota.
No, Jordan Childs. Yes, Jordan Childs. Thank you for clarifying.
Just because of where it's written, I was like,
because I put it there because there was the two things that I noticed that changed.
Yeah.
Jordan Leiden from Minnesota, double layout off bars. Looks like it hangs in the air and then rises again and then down, and it was so nice, beautiful. She has a beautiful double layout on bars. Naya Rudolph from Southern Utah, that double layout on floor. Wow. And front, we talked about front through to handspring is, hard. Front through to double back without a back handspring is also challenging. So front step out, round off double back. We see it. One of my athletes does it, but it is not easy. You have to turn over a round off very quickly to get that nice double back. So that was awesome to see. And then her 1.5 on vault was also very, very nice. I enjoyed watching Southern Utah. They had a kid on floor.
Me too, but did you notice, so their beam lineup, we were watching this at the gym. In their beam lineup, they are all little.
Yeah.
Like all their athletes at Southern Utah are just like
Tiny.
little. Like they look so little, like young and little. We're like,
it is like I think it's like a recruiting thing for them because what's her name that was from Twist Stars that went there was also very small. The one that did the Jaeger over the bar at Nationals one year. I know you know who it is. Starts with an A. I know you know, and someone's going to yell at me or say it, and maybe comment on a comment.
All I can think of is Anna Dayton.
No. It's
but it's not her.
I forget. Anyway, it may come to me. Very, very interesting name. Not an unusual name. It's a very interesting name. But Ellie Kakolia from Southern Utah. Oh, nice whip double back. Another whip double back. So we saw 2 this weekend. Was awesome. So great to see those Southern Utah. I know I was excited to see them compete, and because we don't see them much because they have no athletes currently from Region 5. But I enjoyed watching that.
Boise State, they have their how everybody has the chains and stuff with the things. Well, so they gave it to Maggie after her floor routine, but they took the little Bronco logo off and just gave her the chain, which I thought was kind of fun, like incorporating her into their thing because she's the individual, but they took the Bronco off, so she's not like standing there like wearing the Bronco. But I just thought that was kind of cool. I was like, look at you. I love how they like, take in the individual, if you will.
Right.
So.
And that's also one of those things where like the teams embrace the individualists and make them as as
just like when Cal posted a picture of Cassie St. Clair on their thing, like, oh, we're so excited to rotate with her, blah blah blah, which I thought was very
yes. Abby Thompson from Denver, a floaty aerial back handspring. I don't know if you happen to see it or remember it. She does an aerial, and then her back handspring like just floats in the air to your hands. Like usually you see it like kind of, it's either quick or it's low or it's like whippy kind of. It was a nice floaty back handspring. It just stood out. I don't know why. Like just stood out to me. I loved it. And then of course she does a side summy, so I'm gonna mention it. Beautiful side summy. Can we just talk about Grace's chow? Her chow on bars, absolutely gorgeous.
Okay, yeah, we can definitely talk about Grace's chow.
Yes, very nice, and 2 10s each day.
That's because she is Grace McCallum.
She is.
Period.
Yes, done. Okay, good. She's solid in all 4 events during the weekend, but her chow is just so gorgeous. I love it. And those who don't know, it's the Stalder, and then like the Maloney or the Shaposh over the low bar to the high bar from a Stalder position. So
she swings some bars, that girl.
She does, absolutely. Cami Singer does my favorite flight series, probably one of probably is my favorite. I love the back handspring layout, back handspring. I just like how it flows and like goes up and down.
That is very Romanian of. That is very Romanian of her.
Yes, very. memory. But it is probably one of my favorite series. She does it well. Ashley Glenn Stalders, love. I could watch those all day long. Mila from Denver. Yes, Mila from Denver. Nice Yurchenko full, but a hot back. Denver made this meet very interesting, at least in first two rotations, how they were leading. I was like, Denver is leading this regional. UCLA, Utah, Denver is leading this regional. I thought it was awesome. But
that was going to be one of those upset regions.
Other than Mila, they had issues on vault. Vault kind of killed their chances. But Mila had a very nice vault. Not quite as perfect as her Big 12 winning vault, but very, very nice. Great to see. She wasn't in the floor lineup, which I was surprised, but they did not have her compete floor. Are there any more Shanakovas coming up? Because I didn't know there was another one.
I feel like there's a million of them because or there's people that look like a Shenakova right. Because they're like, there's the one, okay, so there's Paulina, there's Alona.
Christina.
There's Christina, but there's another person. I think she might be at Arkansas that looks like a Shenakova, at least a cousin. But there's like 3 other people that look Shenakova-y, and I get confused.
Right.
I'm like,
but I was like, how many more Shanakovas do we have coming up? Because wow. But this one can dismount on bars. Let me just tell you. Well, she does blindfold double back. That's why she can dismount on bars. But no. Well, yeah. Awesome. I was just like, wow, there's another one. There's another one. Another one. BYU's Brindley Anderson. Beautiful Rudy straddle jump. But what I found about this routine is she mouths her beats to her music while dancing. Like she's literally, while she's doing her routine, she's mouthing her beats of her music. And I thought that was exciting. I thought that was cool. I don't know. It just stood out to me. I was like, she's mouthing beats. She's not singing because there's no words. She's mouthing stuff. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. But
that's fantastic.
Yes.
I mean, like,
yes.
And there's only 3 Shanakovas.
Okay.
But I think that's fantastic. Like I enjoy a good sing to yourself, bebop to yourself, like whatever gets you through.
Exactly. Ashley Carter from Stanford jumped to a split mount. That was impressive. You don't see that many.
That is very Annika, most of her.
Yes. You don't see it a lot, and it was good. Unfortunately, she fell on her triple flight and knocked off the beam cap. The beam cap go flying onto the floor. And I don't remember if they picked it up because I didn't see them really know I was picking it up during the routine. So I don't think she dismounted. I think she went the other way towards the wall of Utah.
Those were those little green people who are in the background that we don't see helping with the routines. They
correct. There you go. But beautiful mount, loved it. And then I have an issue with Brennan Nault. Not an issue. I just have questions. Brennan Nault from Stanford. She does 3 back handsprings on beam. She goes back handspring, back handspring, back handspring.
Well, she can't do that.
Which I don't know what that is for. Now I don't know if she's supposed to go back handspring layout, back handspring, or she was supposed to go back handspring layout, step out, and was off. And like my gym is Sky Guerrero, she can literally just do it. If she's supposed to do a back handspring layout, she can do a back handspring on a moment's notice. She can just do it. Surprises the hell out of me, and she makes it. That could have been the issue. But then she does a front aerial front handspring. Like that's her series. So I don't think you just throw in a front aerial front handspring unless she does. I don't know. But I was like, questions. Why did you do 3 back handsprings? And then you did a front aerial front handspring. So which one's your series? Like which one do you normally do? I'm just curious.
Well,
you're not doing the 3 back handsprings because obviously you can't do that or not supposed to be able to do that. I think she got like a 9.775. But yeah, it just caught me off guard. I was like, wow, 3 back handsprings. And then you did a front aerial front handspring. So which one's your series?
Let's talk about her mount roll to her back thing.
Yes.
I love that.
Yes, that was cool. That was nice. Yeah. The cool mounts.
I love a cool mount.
Yes. Real quick, podcast socials to follow.
It's supposed to be back handspring layout.
That's what I thought. So she was. Yeah, so she was just off and did a back handspring. All right. And that's probably why I wonder if she does front aerial. She probably just does a front aerial and then just tried a front handspring. Maybe she did that before in her career and just threw it out there. I don't know. But that was cool. But yeah, 3 back handsprings. I was like, what the heck is that? Podcast socials to follow and subscribe to. Remember the Region 5 College Salute podcast on Instagram. Follow that. So you can keep up with our alums, and we post stuff obviously in postseason as well, especially when we do our alumni conversations. R5 College Salute on YouTube. Obviously, that's where our podcast is posted, our video podcast. You can watch that, routines and so forth. This is where our alumni conversations will also be posted. So check those out. They're coming in the off season. We'll get to them eventually. And then Alumni Monday, probably are done with them for this calendar year, this season, but you can definitely check out the D3 NCGA one that we posted last week. So check that up. It's up on our podcast, IG, as well as our Facebook page, and it's on our website. So follow the R5 College Salute podcast on Instagram, and then, of course, our R5 College Salute on YouTube. Let's head over to Alabama, and we have...
And she just threw that series in because the last routine she did not have.
Yeah, so that's
she just like pulled it out of
nowhere. That's awesome.
Think on your toes, man.
Exactly. You got to. So Alabama end zone cameras.
Oh my God, Bart. It's not an end zone camera. It's dismount. Say like the dismount area, or I don't know, the dismount. I don't know. It's not an end zone. It's not. There's no end zone in gymnastics. Bart Connor was struggling with some words.
Yes.
My other favorite was she just got done doing floor and now she's already on bars. Bart, my love, there's an event in between. She's not like she ran from floor to bars.
True story.
She did not. It's cool. Fine. It's Bart Connor.
Yes.
Jenny yelling, period. It just after Taylor Clark and the Gators floor, she's like, period. I'm like, and I had to watch that twice to see if that was Taylor Clark yelling that or Jenny Rowland. It was Jenny. It was indeed Jenny Rowland in her fabulous outfit. I love her outfit. Oregon has a travel chainsaw.
Yes.
Did you see?
Yes. It looks like it's a squishy toy.
It's like on a necklace.
Yes.
It's on a white necklace, but it's a travel chainsaw. Because I was concerned a while back with, do they travel with the chainsaw? How does that work on the airplane? They don't.
Yep.
They don't do that.
They have a squishy.
They just have a necklace. Judy. Okay, listen. Did you see the Judge Judy moments? Did you recognize that she was there? She was a out of bounds
line judge. Yeah, Judy.
Floor?
Yeah, Judy Dobransky. Yeah, she was line judge.
But listen, yes, and then on beam in the final, she was a timer.
Okay.
But okay, Julie Noer from UNC starts her floor routine, and all of a sudden, I just see this from Judy. Her. I'm watching, but I'm kind of like swaying with you. But I'm like, okay, it's the very Judy-isms that she does when she judges or when she watches. And then on beam with the beam timing, I was like, are you even beam timing? Because she's holding her two timers, but whoever from Alabama, it was during Alabama I noticed this, but whoever from Alabama mounted, and I see this.
Yeah.
And then she looked down at the timers. I'm like, did you press start? Because I don't feel like you did. But oh my God, I absolutely just loved watching Judy in the background because it was all Judaisms, like all the things that she does when she's judging, or it's just very like she's just in the moment, and I think she just wants people to put their chins up also. But I love Judy Dobransky.
Yes, no, it was good to see her out
Judy
there.
sightings.
Yes, we also had Shar Christensen at Penn State. She was the
was
the meet referee, and then Mary Lou was on balance beam in Washington.
I saw there was others sprinkled throughout that I
those are the ones
noticed.
that I know for sure that I saw with my own two eyes. It's awesome.
Is there a deduction in college for not holding your floor routine ending? There should be, like there is in club. There should be. But MJ, come on. Hold your floor ending, girl. Don't just and then roll out of it. I know you're falling. And there's some people that have questionable floor endings. Why do we have a floor ending that you cannot control? Maddie Wallagora, she stumbles, wobbles in hers. Maggie Slife, she did the same thing. A little awkward ending. But in college, shouldn't you have to hold that 2 seconds like you have to do in club? I think you should.
You probably should. I mean, you have to hold the ending on a salute now, so you probably should have to hold the ending on a floor routine too.
In my readings, I don't remember seeing it, but it would make sense that if it's in club, you have to hold it 2 seconds. Your floor ending, you should have to do it in college too. But yeah, she did not. She was very excited to roll off the floor and do the jump spin salute. Maya Lozanne's floor routine is everything. She just dances, bebops. I don't know where the energy is coming from. The mouth is open most of the time, but I could watch her floor routine on repeat just to have a better day.
And her beam routine in finals, going last and needing a good score. I mean, she rocked the heck out of it. It just, I mean.
Oh, did you see her bar routine in finals that she
Hit the bar.
Not just her toes.
Her whole
not
leg.
just her toes, like the side of her whole
Oh my God, she was crooked.
Then,
I was like, how'd you stay on?
And then Coach Dude, like, he was there to catch her
Seth.
if she needed
Seth.
to.
Yeah.
Seth, thank you, Coach Dude. Seth, I didn't know his name.
Mm-hmm.
He was there. He's like, ooh. He was ready. Didn't have to touch her, but he was ready.
Mm-hmm.
Reflexes.
Yeah.
Good job.
No. Crazy. Jojo Valahovic, way too much juice in this competition. Out of bounds on her full in, big step on her 1.5. But hey, awesome freshman year. I mean, you grace the social media of NC every single week. So a couple times, 4, 5, 6 days a week. So awesome freshman year. Great to see it. And, look forward to more in the coming years. Maybe get on bars. I know it's not your favorite event, but you can be an all-arounder. And I guarantee that's probably what they'll probably do eventually. So, because she's not bad on bars. It's just not her best event. Double layout for Jamison Sears. Finally, the double pike went bye-bye, and the double layout was arisen. Awesome. Beautiful. And I mean, obviously to watch Jamison all the time is fun. I want her to upgrade vault because I think she can do a 1.5. I know what she can. Her full's too easy for her, but she sticks and goes 9.9. So, it is what it is. But I just thought that was cool that she did double layout on floor, and we hadn't seen the double layout for a very long time. And so better one in finals. It was beautiful.
Did she not do it?
No, she used to do double pikes. Double pike. She's on double pike all the time. Like last year, double pike at regionals, she never competed double layout. It was just the double pike. Nope. She's been doing double pike as long as I've seen her in college. But I knew she did them in club.
Interesting. Well, good for her.
Yeah.
I feel like a double layout is correct.
Oh, yeah. No, it was good. And bigger, like I said, bigger one in finals. Ashley Szymanski, another huge Ginger bail. Beautiful routine, but unfortunately stood up way too fast on her dismount and couldn't Ashley it. Couldn't dance it out and had to take a step.
She couldn't Ashley
it. She had to take a step. But, awesome job for Ashley in her second year, and maybe someday we can get her to nationals too, because we'd love to watch Ashley compete.
She couldn't Ashley
it. I just love Sky Blakely's dismount on bars in day 2. It was the best day 2, best double front half I've ever seen her do.
The fact though that she goes eagle into that dismount, oh my God. I mean, I've seen her do it. I knew she did it. But it was amazing. I was just like blown away. I love her.
Yeah.
So good.
Ilka Juke from Iowa, 9825 on beam. I'm sorry, what? 9825? I wish you could have seen that routine. Watch that routine. I don't know where this 9825 came from. It was solid as can be. I don't understand. Her back handspring full. That was super solid, but I still don't have any idea where this 9825 came from. It should have been much higher. I don't get it.
I don't either. It's confusing.
I know we talk about JoJo's floor, but I know that she did have a tiger paw problem.
Oh my God, she had a tiger paw problem. She stepped out of bounds, first of all. Tiger paw's all unhooked on the bottom. Craig from Iowa, his face when she stepped out was like priceless in the background. It's probably one of those uncontrollable face reactions that people have, but it was just priceless. And then the tiger paw problem. Don't you hate when the tiger paws
Yes, when they come on Velcro and the Velcro gets bad where it doesn't stay Velcroed and craziness. Shania Adams, beautiful bars, very nice double pike on floor. I loved her save on her triple wolf in finals. She started to not do the childs. We all remember Jordan stand up and spun. She didn't get to the stand up and spinning part, but she started to kind of stand up and then came back down to finish the triple wolf turn. Yes, so she did have a little bit of a rise and then back lower to save it. But much better than her routine, obviously, in day 1.
She did very well staying in her
correct.
Though.
But it
just had a lot of arms.
It just kind of reminded me of it when she started to go up. I'm like, oh, is she going to start to turn like Jordan Childs? Rachel Rybicki, I can stick a front full at any time of the day.
She probably could, and blindfolded with one leg.
Yes. She had a little bit of a problem on her 1.5 front full in finals, a little off there, but front full not off at all, stuck perfect. Ella Cesario is the energy generator. That's her new name. I'm not sure if she's going to be generating any more energy in meets. I forgot to put Ella Cesario in that list, I'm not sure if she's returning or not,
my gosh,
but
she's a senior.
she's a senior. So that may have been the last Ella Cesario gymnastics we get to see, unfortunately. But her bars were so good, and her full on floor in finals. Oh my God, so nice, so nice. But she's the energy generator, so hopefully she can generate some energy to come back. Abby Scallon, clutch final in finals on beam for Cal. So solid on her back handspring layout, which she fell on in semis. So that was good to see. And her switch half was beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Again, another one that didn't compete much, so we know that she has eligibility, but will she come back? We'll have to find out. But she was also obviously in her senior year. So hopefully we'll see Abby. And I like to see Abby on bars because Abby was very good. It was pretty good on bars. Savannah Miller, please do more than floor in 2026. You have good bars. You can vault. You have to replace Jade Carey, obviously, on all 4 events. So maybe Savannah, you could do some more events. But floor, great leadoff for Oregon State. She is a landing queen. She finds the landings on her double backs every single time, and it's great to see. So moving on to the Washington regional, the very last regional, and Addie Wall had some exciting daredevil bar work, let's just say.
Yeah, she did a Maloney, and I don't know how she did not come off that bar, because let me tell you, I don't know, grip strength or something, but I could not believe she did not come off that bar. She pulled it right back together, then stuck a beautiful double layout. So, but yeah, I couldn't believe it.
Yeah,
just hanging by one hand, just chilling.
Yeah, it was one of those things that just caught you like, whoa, wow, how, like, just, and then she's on with one hand, like, usually you fly off, and that happens most of the time you're flying off. Not Addie Wall. She's grip strength of a Greek goddess. I don't know. Something, but congratulations, however. Her stuck 1.5 on vault, which was absolutely gorgeous, qualified her to nationals, so she is headed to Fort Worth. And our only individual, unfortunately, making it to the NCAAs, but we're excited to watch her compete in her first NCAA championships as a sophomore, which is awesome. And, you know, I'm sure she would have rather seen Georgia obviously continue on because they were looking good, but I'm glad to see that she's moving on and being able to represent Georgia at nationals this year too. So, and then Faith, first of all, her floor post routine dance.
She did like a little.
Yes, she's
like
doing a little wave.
And like a little like, it was great.
Yes,
Faith is the funniest human. Like her antics this year have been just
on top notch. I think it's awesome. And actually, like I've said, I think Oklahoma is just different. I don't know. They're just a lot different this year. A little more free, a little more. I don't know what it is, but it's funny because I called that dance a sprinkler because, you know, that's sprinkler motion. And Kim corrected me and said, no, that is not a sprinkler.
This
I know.
Sprinkler.
Correct. But it just
you should know that. That is of your age group.
And what I do all the time in the gym, especially. But yeah, no, but I just said that in my mind, that reminded me of the sprinkler. But yes, no, you're right. It wasn't. But it was just funny. That's how it was, you know, that. And then, like, we already talked about Sage's step to the side, and you know, it was crazy. But Faith had 2 10s at regionals. Did. You know, she just joined her fellow teammate Jordan on just gaining the 10s at this competition. But yeah, 2 10s, 1 on floor and 1 on beam. I believe that was her first 10 on beam.
I feel like that's correct.
Yes. I know she's had 10s on floor, but I don't think we as meaning her, have had 10s on beam, and she did get one.
I don't think all 3 of us, the collective Faith Torres have had a 10. I don't think so.
Yes, no, I've got no 10s. Anyway, but beautiful balance beam routines, great floor routines. I thought one of her routines on floor, she did have a little bit of a, not necessarily uncontrolled lunge, but it was a rather big lunge out of her double layout, but, you know, it is what it is. But beautiful routines.
As long as she was in control of it.
Yes, the front foot stayed, I'm pretty sure, but it just seemed like it was a big lunge back. But great routines.
Maybe that was the proper lunge for her body type.
Oh, yeah, that's true. We've already talked about that. So landing positions for body types. But great, awesome job. 2 10s for floor and beam over the course of 2 days of competition in Washington. We also had another 10, and that came from a balance beam routine of the great Helen Hugh. These routines on beam are just phenomenal. She did have a little bit of a backstroke in finals at the end of her gainer pike, or I think she may have had a 10 there too, because I think that routine was even better. Her front aerial in finals was awesome. Not that it wasn't in semis either, but 10-0 for Helen in the semifinals, which would have qualified her obviously to the NCAA championships, but Missouri qualified as a team, so she'll be moving on to do that beam routine at least one more time, hopefully twice. But awesome to Helen getting 3 10s. That makes 3, if I'm not mistaken, correct, this season on beam?
I think so, yeah.
Came back to get 1, and she's gotten 3 and headed to the national championships with her team. So that's awesome.
Helen should, though. She should be having 10s.
Exactly, because it's just beautiful. Everything's beautiful. We got to see the return of Kaya to the floor lineup this weekend, and she competed both days, which was exciting. I saw her name on the thing when the lineup came up. I'm like, oh yeah, Kaya's doing floor. Obviously I'm not sure why she hasn't been in the floor lineup, if they had to replace. I don't remember there being an injury talk on somebody injured, but maybe she's just, I know that Rayleigh was in there for a little while as well, but she was back. Beautiful full ins on both days. Her layout KAZZZZZZ, however, gorgeous. Stuck it cold in finals. It was just great to see Kaya, and I know they did talk about that she's now getting ready to go back and start to represent Finland again this year in the elite season. Works up towards the World Championships lead up to. So we'll see more of Kaya obviously this summer and into the fall. But
did you see her? There was a training video of her doing beam and. Her round off layout onto the beam. That is so cool. I'm like, why is she not doing beam? Yeah,
they did. Missouri posted that saying, yeah, look at it, Kaya's elite routine, and she's doing elite stuff. So, but yeah, exciting for her, and obviously she gets as a freshman gets to go to NCAAs with her team, so that's fun. As mentioned, Missouri definitely brought floor back in finals because in prelims they start kind of slow. Missouri's known as a very strong floor team. I'm not saying that I think they got a 49-3 or 49-2-5. Something like that in prelims or semifinals, which is not a bad score clearly, but they are a 49-5, 49-6 team usually on floor. Very, very high scoring team on floor. They're fun to watch, and I'm glad that the nation will get to see at nationals that floor squad. Hopefully they put it out there because they enter the floor, do floor routines, and exit the floor. All of it's exciting. You just can't wait to watch. One of those, Kennedy Griffin, one of our alums, obviously, I call her just springs. Everything's just springing. Everything springs in the air. Her tumbling springs in the air. Her jumps spring in the air. Sometimes she does like dance that springs in the air. I feel like she's just floating airborne through her entire routine. That's just the way it is. Exciting, and her beautiful vault too. Her Yurchenko full, if I'm not mistaken, stuck it in in finals as well.
I think so. I know she stuck it one of the times.
One of the times. I'm pretty sure. I think it was in finals. So two strong events for Kennedy. And of course, I'm sure she'll be in both of those in the lineups at NCAAs. Rayleigh Jackson was in beam lineup pretty much the entire season. And again, of course, at regionals on both sessions. Former level 10 national champ for a reason on balance beam. Rocked her beam set in finals, stuck her 1.5. Just awesome to see her, be able to, this team is hard to make. I mean, we haven't seen Lisa. There's athletes that are strong athletes that just can't get in the lineups here right now. For Rayleigh to be able to be on the beam lineup, that she's a very good beam worker. As I said, she was in the floor lineup a little bit too during the season, but awesome job for Rayleigh. Looking forward to watching her at level 10 nationals. We'd love to have her back. We would love to
watching her at level 10 nationals also.
We would love to have her beam routine back at level 10 nationals. Let's just say
access some archives.
Exactly, and post her in. But NCAA championships, that'll be fun to watch. So, one athlete that I was extremely impressed with here at regionals, and it's Auburn's Olivia Greaves. She's battled injuries, came in injured to Auburn last year, struggled a little bit, but she's taken on a sophomore year that's been really good. And these last few meets, she gives me Suni Lee vibes because she connects things. You see the elites, even Jordan Childs, she'll do 2 skills connected, but she won't. Nope, not Olivia. She's connecting everything. She can, just like Suni Lee, piked Ray into a pack, immediate toe hand, immediate toe half to the high bar. I wouldn't be surprised if next year that toe on in the middle is gone and the toe half's connected. But awesome job to Olivia. She did beautiful floor. I liked how at the end she was like asking her teammates, did I step out? Okay, good. She was all nervous and worried. She goes, sorry guys. And she goes, no, you didn't step out. She goes, oh, okay, good. She thought she stepped out. She didn't really step back. And I know Sam mentioned that she barely stepped back to try to keep her foot in bounds. But she did. So, but yeah, no, beam. I think she's doing beam, floor, and bars obviously for Auburn. And that's just awesome too. Lily Peterson from Oklahoma, their freshman side summy is so very fast. It just flips over very fast. I love you, as you know, a side summy, but one that just flips over as quickly as hers does is eye-catching. It's great. Jordan Bowers, 10 on bars.
It was so great to see Anastasia Webb swinging bars again.
Yes, it's beautiful.
I don't know what I'm going to do when Jordan Bowers is no longer Jordan Bowering all over the place. It's just not fair that she's graduating.
That's not.
She is just... Jordan Bowers. So
many
things.
I think didn't she have 3 10s herself at this meet? I know she had 2. She had one on floor and one on bars, but awesome. I mean, that was just a treat to watch. It was just a treat to watch. That routine was gorgeous. Handstands, perfect handstands, bail handstand, double layout stuck cold. I mean, it was great to watch. Loved it.
Anytime Jordan Bowers, Anastasia Webb is doing anything, it's gorgeous to watch. So
correct. Absolutely.
She probably blows her nose beautifully too. So I'm just saying.
Arizona's Emily Mueller has a very nice James Bond music piece, and I'm a big James Bond fan, and so whenever I hear him, this one was a very good mix of the songs. Sometimes they get a little bit of just the main James Bond theme. It's kind of boring. So if you mix it up, this one was a great piece, and she had a very nice double back last pass. Very nice. It was very tall, landed, good position, and really pressed that landing. So very, very impressive. But when it started off, I was like, oh, sweet James Bond. And I'm like, just please, have some variety. And they did. And it was a great piece of music. I liked it. Some people don't like James Bond. I do. So.
And side note, yes, Jordan Bowers got 3 10s, vault, bars, and floor.
Okay, so
39.9. She went 39.9.
Yeah, she's crazy.
What happened? It's crazy, Jordan.
Yeah, no, you weren't perfect. What, 9.9,
yeah.
9.925, something like that.
Nope,
so
9.9.
It's gonna be interesting. And then the OU team behind Jordan during her post-meet interview was hilarious. They finally walk out, and guess who's the leader of this crew? We've already talked about her. She's the front of the line, and she looks and sees that she's on camera, and then they're all behind there, and they're all going dancing and doing all kinds of things, fist pumps and all kinds of stuff. It was hysterical. And I don't know if Jordan could see them or not, because at first it didn't seem like she knew they were there, but then she started kind of smiling, so I think she might have, or she could see it like in the like the reflection on the camera or something. I don't know, or maybe there's a TV screen there too, so she knows. I'm not 100% sure, because she was talking to John and Sam, and they were not in Washington, so she had the headphones and whatever, but it was hilarious. They were just like mimicking her and all over the place. OU is hilarious. I mean, they are funny. They are a good group, and like I said, they're just different. So I don't know if it's a different mindset, and I don't know. I was talking at our gym yesterday with my coaches, and I just think OU has this plan. I don't know. There's something about this season that's coming down after this performance, especially. I don't know. I mean, they're not sticking vaults yet. I think that's the plan. So I don't know how you feel. I know you feel that OU probably will win too, but even though you're pulling for Michigan State.
Okay, so this is how I describe it. My heart wants UCLA to win, but my head is saying Oklahoma is good.
Yes. Yeah. So. But enjoyed this regional being the last one. Obviously, watching Missouri and Auburn battle for that one spot was fantastic. Oklahoma kind of ran away with it, but it was just so cool to watch, and just the both of them, with Florida running away with theirs and having the competition there at the end there with Cal and Alabama. That was fun. So a very good way to end the weekend of so many meets. There are individuals that we definitely would want to address or talk about. They're going to be at NCAAs. There's going to be another opportunity to do that, and I know we will. And we obviously only have 8 teams to deal with and think about and watch and stuff versus 16 sessions of athletes in gymnastics. So congratulations to the teams moving on, which we are now going to talk about really quick. Of course, the 8-headed 2 nationals are no longer our opinion, as I have in our notes. It is MSU, LSU, UCLA, Utah, Bama, Florida, and Mizzou and OU. That's funny. That rhymes. Mizzou and OU. And again, just put that out there. I won again. I won.
That's good for you. My personal bracket, though, I have them all right on my other bracket, my Region 5 bracket. I tried to be different.
Yes.
So I picked opposite.
I, however, did not do very well at the beginning. I'll have to put that out there. The play-ins, I was horrible. I don't think I even got one. Maybe I did at the end, like the Washington one, I think. Who knows? I know I didn't get the first two. So, anyway, just to review, so it's out there when obviously nationals begin. We did this in our preview, just really quick. I have LSU, Utah, OU, and Florida moving on to the finals. And Kimberly, you have...
Well, I have MSU, UCLA, and OU. And, on my Region 5 bracket, I had Cal. But on my personal life bracket, I have Florida. But for the purposes of the podcast, it was Cal.
So Kim does not have a fourth team competing in this.
I'm going with 3.
But obviously, we go by that. However, we'll see what the outcome states. I personally would like to see MSU make it. I would love to see that. That's good. That'd be awesome for them, and they look great. And it wouldn't surprise me, like I said, if they do. It's just one of those. This is their first experience, and all of their first experience, even the coaching staff. And it's one of those things where it's like, oh, is it a little too much too early? But it might not be.
This could be their year.
You got Gabby and Skyla. They run the show.
This could be their year.
Exactly. Throw in Delaney there. That attitude will push them over the top.
Oh my God, yeah. I feel like it needs to happen this year.
Yeah, and I'll be the first to say I was wrong because.
Then you're gonna wear.
I'd have to wear my green and white
shirt. Yep.
Yeah, I'll wear the University of Michigan in green. How about that? No, I'm just kidding.
No, you could wear like Michigan State in green.
In blue and yellow, I could do that.
No. We could do Michigan State in gray.
Okay, that's fine. I can handle that.
Okay.
So, all right. So we definitely will look forward to all of those 8 teams, with only 4 of them, unfortunately, having alums that are competing. But we look forward to of seeing the competition because that's a stacked group of athletes for sure. So,
yeah, it is.
All right, we have our awards that we do in every podcast, so our regional awards. We're picking an MVP at every single regional. However, we are not limiting to Region 5 athletes this time. So we can pick a athlete from any region of the 8. But anyway, any athlete in the meet, we can pick for our MVPs. And of course, I start, and my first one, and I'm possibly thinking we're going to be the same, is, of course, the one and only Gabby Stephen.
That is mine too.
Yes. So the only other option I do have a side, which I'll note, is I want to give it out to a Caitlin Ewald maybe as well, because of the fact she had to come in on vault second day and do a beautiful pike half. And I know she hasn't been in vault. Granted, she's been training, but she hasn't been in vault and doing vault during the year. So to come out there and do that, props to you, Caitlin. Last meet of your life. Awesome. But Gabby Stephen will be our MVP at PSU. Let's move to Utah region, because that was the second one. And mine, Maggie Slife. Absolutely.
Mine too.
Maggie Slife. I mean, just awesome. Obviously knowing her and just yes, Maggie Slife. Absolutely. 100%. Region 4 all the way.
That was mine too.
Region 4 all the way. Moving down to Alabama, the first regional of Sunday. And I talk about her on every podcast. We talk about Alabama just because I just love watching her gymnastics, but the way she ended regionals for Alabama, and then her just enthusiasm and everything. Gabby Gladio for sure, 100% is my MVP of the Alabama regional.
Mine is Judge Judy.
All right. Judy Dobransky.
Mine is Judy Dobransky for doing Judge Judy things in the background. 100%. That is it. But if I have to pick a gymnast, it's Ella Cesario.
All right. Ella did a phenomenal job. Unfortunately, one beam fall, but everything else was great. I'm hoping Ella comes back. I'm just hoping she does. But congratulations to Judy Dobransky as our MVP for just doing MVP things.
Just being Judge Judy, and that's what it is.
Awesome. So awesome. And then in the Washington Regional, I didn't have an issue with, I had no problem picking this one right away, and that would be Helen Hugh, because obviously to come up with that balance beam routines, 2 almost 10-0 routines, and that pressure of that last one that could have let Auburn get in. And it wasn't that much. The 1/10 was not big. She, nailed that balance beam routine even with the backstroke, and, awesome job. So Helen Hugh is my MVP from Washington.
I have 2.
That's fine.
Mine is Helen Hugh and Faith Torres.
Understandable. Obviously getting the 10. So, and she does Faith Torres things for Oklahoma every single meet. So
yeah.
And she had no bar issues this
and
time. She didn't cast over like at SEC. So she's
funny. It's also her her
antics, her aura, the antics.
Yeah, it's her antics. She's just very relaxed and just very
Yes, 100%. And of course, our best college stick, stay, and slay. We did have Annie Reigert, who did a combination of slaying because she looked right at the camera after she nailed her dismount and one of these things, and then a college salute. So we kind of got an old school one too, but definitely Annie because that was awesome. Gabby Steven on vault. Hello.
Oh God, that was my first one that right. You have it on here, but that was my first one that I wrote down because just her face of just awe, shock, struck. It was like a lightning strike, as they said.
Yes.
But it was just I don't know. She was so excited.
Nikki Smith on her vault, but also the energy of after her double back, the slaying of the team on her double back on beam. So more Michigan State there because they were, Nikki was she was excited, but she wasn't as excited as the rest of the team knocking over the corrals almost. We've already talked about Helen Hughes' landings on both her beam routines, but just her beam routine slayed on both days. I know you put on here Grace Walker.
Bars, hello. She stuck, stayed, and slayed. I had that note far back. I immediately wrote that down.
Yeah, no disagreements here.
Yeah.
Ella Cesario always slays, always.
Yeah, but it's her bars. I wrote down come from her bars, but yes, she always does. Absolutely.
Yeah, and then we've already talked about her earlier on the podcast where we talked about how she could stick a front full any time of day, whenever you wanted her. She could run off a bridge and stick a front full in the lake or river, ocean, whatever it is, probably. Rachel Rybecky's beam dismount for sure. She just nails that every single time. So lots of great gymnastics. I'm sure we're missing quite a few, but those ones definitely stuck out right away to us. And enjoyed watching this. I love watching Regional Weekend. It's exciting, and now looking forward to our regionals this weekend. Fun, level 9 and 10, to see what Region 5 is going to send out to Utah. But we look forward to then returning to watch and recap our alums and as well as other athletes, obviously, around the country at the NCAA championships in 2 weeks. So
we know you enjoy our podcast and want more people to find out how awesome it is, because it totally is. Please rate and review us on Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen to the Region 5 Insider Podcast. Thanks again to Full Recruiting for your continued support, as well as all of our listeners. We could not do this without you. Follow us on all of our social media accounts for the most up-to-date information on what's going on with our R5 alums all season long.
Thanks again for joining us for our 2025 NCAA Regional Recap. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and start watching and listening to us. And of course, follow our IG page to keep your support up for our alums going all season long and into the postseason, of course, with Alumni Conversations. We are taking a week off of podcasting, but we'll be back in 2 weeks for our NCAA National Recap and continue our spine-saving coverage of our Region 5 alums. Good luck to all our alums who are moving on to nationals, and we'll talk to you soon. Follow, like, and subscribe. Peace out, Region 5.